StreamYard. Did you notice?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I just as I hit go live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Artcheck round 125. I think that's 125 or
Tilt
126.
my screen this way so you can see me.
I genuinely don't know exactly what number it is, but it's either 125 or 126. If somebody's in the comments, you can read it on the title. Please let me know because I spaced the second I hit go live. I got distracted. Did our name font change too? Guys,
I don't think so.
Nerds.
I think it's the same.
The back of the back end of StreamYard changed all of its font, like its whole font.
And Google Voice changed the fonts in text messages. I got text messages today. I'm like, what the freak? Did I do something wrong? So they were like, anyways.
Google Voice is punishing you by changing the font.
I was like, well, am I in
something wrong?
Am I in a different mode that I don't know about? Is this weird setting that's on? Because the font was blue.
Is the font blue? Oh, I'm in dark mode, man.
Oh,
go to dark mode in Google.
Well, I don't.
My font didn't change. Anyways, I literally just checked Google Voice.
Wait, how do you have Google Voice?
Well, how do I have Google Voice?
Yeah, I didn't know you did.
Oh,
you text me with iMessage.
I do text you with iMessage. I use Google Voice for family issues. And
I was gonna say,
figure out why.
I was gonna say, do you use Google Voice so that some people don't know your phone number because it's a convenient part of it? Because when somebody with
I use Google Voice,
yeah,
because it's literally a trial run for members of my family. Because if certain people get their hands on it, and they get my phone number, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
And so a Google Voice I can easily discontinue.
It's almost like having a burner phone. But the thing that's nice about it for me is when I see a Arizona number that I don't recognize calling my iPhone number, I'm like, I don't know who you are. I'm gonna not pick this up because you're just a telemarketer. Bye.
I remember getting your actual phone number. And I was like, I graduated. I'm funny because level.
There's so many people gave it to us. Yeah, I a few friends have mine. People who had my number before. Actually, no, they don't because it goes to
complete side tangent. We got a minute. We didn't even get into Artcheck.
Yeah. So anybody who knew my number before. That most people message me from home on Facebook Messenger, so it doesn't even come up. And then other people will be like, "Oh, I always had your number, but do you not have an iPhone these days?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I just have 2 numbers, blah blah blah." A few people end up needing to FaceTime me, and that's how they graduate. My boss needed to FaceTime me when he was in Hawaii because we were putting our website up and he needed to FaceTime, and he's like, "Oh shoot, you don't FaceTime." I'm like, "I do FaceTime." He's like, "No, you what?"
I know why I got it. I know why I got it. Because we made 2 group chats and we were like, "Emily, we know you have an iPhone, man, and you're screwing us up. We can't name the group chat."
That's right.
And Emily caved in and gave me and Kiley and Brandon, and we all got Emily's actual phone number. And then I had to delete Emily's other number, I think, because I kept on getting really confused on who to
Oh my gosh. It's funny because I had another friend who's like, "This is garbage. Give me your iPhone number. I'm tired. I need to use iMessage with you." He's like, "This is stupid. I hate it. Give me the other number." I'm like, "Okay."
No. we were
I like, do it if somebody asks.
Well, we were like, "Emily, we can't name the freaking group chat. We can't even name the Artcheck group chat. It's screwing us all up. We can't access it on our freaking laptops."
Yeah.
We're all the spoiled iPhone users, and we're peer pressuring Emily. Anyways, I have Emily's actual. The same way that I'm actually allowed to call Emily and not Guminelli, I get her actual phone number.
Oh man.
I feel like I'm the VI, when I'm like, "Oh yeah, I read Emily's comic."
It's so funny because there's things that I just don't think about, Guminelli being one of them. I just did that because people say Gunnell wrong.
I stopped using my last name because they're both my last name now, and I feel weird. I'm I was branded as Diuguid and anyways, really, that would be an interesting topic because I've been going through rebranding, and I hate my new logo. I hate it so much.
Rebranding and pseudonyms and all that stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, hi Ronnie.
Hey,
what's up? All right, let's actually get to the art check.
Actual stuff.
I got some cool stuff, I think.
Okay. Let
Hey,
me
it's your turn.
pull up my screen. Share. Okay, I did a couple things. So this is like the most recent thing. Drawing a character. I've been trying to figure out
on your Instagram with it.
Yeah, you were like, who is this? And I'm like, you don't know? I thought you
I don't
knew.
see the it's a disconnect.
It's a disconnect?
When you well, because so I read them before I ever saw the pictures, and so when I read it, I visualize it,
Picture
but
somebody
like
else.
not well, I visualize it, but it's not quite like it's more like shadowy figures, so they don't really have features to them. Yeah. Like I know who the main character looks like.
Yeah.
And I know who the main guy looks like, and that's all I remember.
Yeah. So I've been trying to figure out if I wanted like eyes to glow. And anyways, hers are red, and I was just it's kind of that's like the most like saturated color or like darkest one, I guess, because it's so saturated. So and like her eyes are dark, and I just was trying to figure out how to not make it clash. So yeah, I've been trying to figure that out. Also, I've just had a difficult time drawing her. I don't know why she doesn't turn out the same way as everybody else. What?
I have a thought, but the issue is that I don't think I can say it because I know stuff about the comic and
You
I know
might
stuff about the
spoil
color themes you're going.
something.
I just know about the color schemes that you're going for, and I know how you're using red. I know how you're using red.
Yeah,
and so that was my question.
Yes, I've specifically been like, what color works for her? Because like the way that I wanted to work with it is that a color would be assigned to a type of power. And so like for example, Aaron and Desiree, same color because they have the same power. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. I was thinking about when you're doing the Gale sequences and they're red. That's all that I was thinking of.
And it's same reason, totally works in this. So I was like, yeah, let's go with red.
I'm glad I asked my question.
Yeah. So
sorry
anyways,
guys, we're like speaking in tongues.
Yeah. The color is a like very telling thing.
Yeah, well, Emily's just gone through and explained the colors to me.
It's all coded. So like if you knew it, you'd be like, aha, this color's being used, something bad's about to happen. Which is why about to happen. And so oh, thank you. Thank you.
I was literally about to click it. We were about to cancel them out again. I saw it pop up. I was like, I can't click.
So this is like the first drawing of her where I was
like it.
I like this. She's just right. She's younger, and so I've been trying to figure out how to give her like this cute boyish look almost. Anyways, so yeah, there's that. Let's see. Boo, 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 boo. This is just a sketch of Aaron that I was trying to do, and I tried coloring it.
My favorite lanky boy.
Lanky boy. Crap, my mouse is stuck. Oh no, I'm on this side. Problems of having two screens. And then this one is a like.
Oh yeah.
I was just playing with like minimalistic, like not minimalistic. That means something else. Minimal, like these tiny design choices, and like, oh, how do I want to do that? Line art, the shading, like the coloring of her hair, stuff like that.
Yeah, I voted in that.
And thank you. It was informative. But yeah, I just was playing with it and I want to see what people thought. Mostly out of curiosity. Like, for example, people overwhelmingly liked the eyebrows on the left compared to the right. I'm going to do a hybrid.
Is the left the clear one? Like the one without it? That's like the one opinion that I genuinely had. Oh yeah. I like this one a little bit more.
Yeah, so like that one I was like, I really want to give her bushy eyebrows though. And so I was like, I might hold my ground on that bushy eyebrow and just not make it the color of the lines and make it the color of like the darker shade of her hair. Because I want her to have bushy, big old like 90s model eyebrows, not like the thin eyebrows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
anyways. So, stuff like that. I posted on stories. I just wanted some like interaction on my account anyway. So I was like, let's just do this. This is fun. It's really sweet. Somebody was like, what do you like? And I was like, I don't know. I'm probably going to ignore the opinions I want to. So yeah, it was fun. I did like, there's differences in like the shading with like the neck and like under her shirt where you can see like I shaded in with lines. Thought that would do better than it did. It's interesting. A lot of people like the one on the right. And then
I like the shading more on the right one with the eyebrows on the left one.
Yeah. And then the hair was also interesting. That was pretty split, if I remember correctly, for a while. And I can't remember which one.
There's so many differences. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm like playing one of those spot the difference pictures, and I can't. Like my brain doesn't comprehend. Like I didn't even notice the hair thing. Like they're just both.
Yeah. Well, and so I showed it to Tim, and he's like, I was like, which one do you like better? He's like, well, I like the eyes on the right one way better than the one on the left. I'm like, those were supposed to be the same. I just drew it twice, and it turned out differently. Like I had to like specifically ask, do you like the hair? Do you like the shading under here? Do you like which one do you like better? And like point to it, because like the hands, like they're not meant to be different. I just ended up drawing them differently because
I did I got notified. I got
really
you showed up on my recents. Yeah, it said Emily edited. Today. I was like,
yeah, I like went back and read everything.
nice.
Like 34 episodes. It took
God.
a lot longer than I thought it would. But
yeah, I'm just a speed reader, man.
And also, like, I wanted to, like, there were things that I brought up about a character that I had kind of forgotten. Like, I forgot, like, oh, this character feels a little bit jaded. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of cynical at times. I forgot that that's an aspect of him, or things like that. And so, like, and I also wanted to keep track of how relationships were progressing between some characters. Like, am I going in the direction I intended? Is it reading? Do people, like, is it something that, like, is coming through? So it was nice to, like, do a little touch base thing. And then I ended up writing an episode that I thought of on the fly, actually.
Oh, wow.
So that was weird. Cool. I've presented new problems for myself that I am excited to find out what the answer is. So yeah, that's what I did. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. What about you?
I'm trying to think of the last one that we did. It was last Monday, because your anniversary was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Was Monday the end of the semester?
Oh, I have no idea.
My semester was over. So I already did the whole InDesign thing. Yep. Okay. Sorry, I have to. My weeks are blurred.
The font is definitely different. It's like Arial.
It's 100%
Avenir. Not Arial.
It is not
like
Arial.
No.
It is. I love it.
It's like Avenir. It's something Avenir-y. Wow, I'm big.
Sorry, I'm switching it. Yeah. Well, just because I'm doing this.
Oh,
whoa, that one's nice.
The one on the left, the
raindrop.
It looks like pew good.
It's just my crappy handwriting.
I just wanted to say
this is low end sketches for my sister. She's starting an Etsy shop.
That's so cute.
I think she's making stickers. Anyway, she messaged me a while ago and said, "Hey, can you make these logos for me?" And I said, "Yeah." And then finals. And then I said, "Oh, I never made those logos for you. Do you still want them?" And she's like, "Yeah." So anyway, so I just finished sketching those for her. I have an upcoming challenge that I'll talk about with that, because the time has come for me to lose my Adobe. It happened yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. So, anyways,
That sucks.
I have a solution, but I don't have the money for the solution just yet. And then, oh, I did painting. So, my husband and I went on a date, and I planned it, and so we just got these little canvases. So this is his. He might be upset if he knows that I said this because he doesn't like his, but I think his is so cute.
That's cute.
So yeah, so he painted one for me, and then I gotta hang it back up. Sorry, it hangs on my desk. And then I painted this one for him. So
it makes a heart.
Yeah, it does. So it's actually based off of a picture of him dipping me.
Yeah.
But it was gonna be like shadow. Like I was gonna like fill it in with Sharpie, and then he was like, "Don't do that." I was like, "Okay." It's like I definitely would have changed the features of some of the stuff. Like I messed up. Like I definitely would have changed stuff.
You're like, I was banking on filling this in, but okay.
Yeah. So anyways, so I made this, and it was very interesting because painting is not painting, and like drawing are not. That's drawing and illustrating is an Emily thing. Painting is none of us. I don't think any of us paint.
I don't do
And
traditional
so,
very much.
yeah, it's very. It was very weird to do, but it was really fun. It was just one of those things where like, it was I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what we should do for our date. It's cheap and it's fun.
Yeah.
And we spent like an hour on it at a park. So, anyways, did that. And then in true fashion, I believe I'm done.
Yeah.
And after challenges, I will probably go,
figure it out.
I know. I genuinely don't think that there's anything else. I'm like checking my whole desktop right now. I'm like perusing my desktop to be like, is there? But no, I'm pretty sure I'm done.
Okay.
So, challenges. What you got? Writing was hard.
Writing was hard. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, it was that. It was that because I like just come off of writing a thing that I was very happy to write, and then it was like, well, shoot, I am in the midst of an act 2, and act 2s are challenging because in act 1 you've got lots of exposition, and then you've got something that busts the story through a wall, and you go, hey, this is what's happening now, right? And act 3 is all the crazy, fun, cool climax type stuff, and 2 is all the junk in between that has to happen. But how do you make it entertaining? And so, yeah. And I had been trying to figure out how to. I have like a minor character that I've been feeling really guilty about, like the whole time I've been writing the story, because I didn't have proper character development plans for her at all. But she like deserves as much as everybody else because she gets about the same amount of screen time as like Danny. And I was like, Danny has more character development than she does, and I feel guilty about it. And so I found something that helps, but that was something that was just like, it's still a challenge because I don't know exactly what direction I'm going with this, or like I have a general idea of the direction, but not the best way to get there. And then I had to look up. I just had to do a lot of research.
Yeah.
For stuff for an episode I haven't even written yet, and I haven't written it yet because I spent time being like, all right, well, this is something that I am not writing from experience about. I don't know how this works, and I could very easily make a doofus of myself to somebody who doesn't know how that works. So I'm still going to have to do more of that to just accomplish this episode. And I don't know how I'm supposed to hook it.
Is it something I could help with?
No.
Okay.
I know more about it than you do.
No,
and I don't know that much.
If it was a PTSD thing, so.
No. It's an MMA thing.
Oh, no freaking clue. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I'm like, I know a little bit because I used to love watching it, but like, I don't know. And so, anyways, I have to look up stuff about like boxing and Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, and I don't know.
I remembered the other thing.
Yeah, what is it? Tell me.
I edited my friend's engagement video.
Oh, you did a
They
video?
got engaged last month. Yeah, so not like an actual like high-end video, like a here like we all like recorded messages for her, and then I put them into a video, and then it shows the engagement, and then it shows the pictures. It was very simple, but it took like
I'm
an hour
really
and a half.
glad that other people like that and that other people get to make that. I don't want to ever see a video that's like mushy or has me in it that's mushy or is talking to me and this mushy. I think I'd disappear and die. Like it would be like, I'm too pink right now.
Too pink.
I'm too pink.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
too embarrassed.
Yeah, I like schemed it up with her now fiance, and I was like, hey, this would be pretty cool.
That's sweet.
If you wanted to, and so we made it, and then I never freaking edited it together until
That's okay. You did it
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like remembered the thing. At some point, you were talking, and my eyes lit up, and it's because that's I remembered.
Other challenges. I don't know.
Can you hear me clicking this pencil?
Yeah, it's not crazy, but yeah.
Sorry.
It's not loud.
It's
So
moved from my head.
I'm sure it's louder when we click our mouses.
That's me tapping my keyboard. I'm not even clicking my keys. Anyway, sorry. Finish your challenges.
I feel like that's it.
So we can get through this Artcheck.
It feels okay. There's some like random stress. I'm going on vacation in 3 weeks, and it's not planned yet. And I'm a person who wants to tick the box and know, hey, everything's finished and taken care of because you took care of it, and it's not planned yet.
How long are you guys gonna be gone for?
Like 9 or 10 days.
Do I leave right when you get back?
I don't know. What day do you leave?
The 29th.
We get back the 28th.
Guys, Artcheck is gonna be.
And that is the story.
Yep. For 3 weeks.
We'll just, Caleb, we'll just backlog them. We'll just put on different shirts, make up different problems that we've been having.
Honestly, I would be 100% down to
and then we'll have her fake bots in the chat, and we'll click on them.
for Kerr and Josh, when they did their like 200th or something, they like sat down and like recorded a video of just like outtakes and stuff. I guess they don't have as many like bloopers as we do, but like they like sat down and recorded them all. And like for our 200th, that is something that I think would be very, very fun to do. Mm-hmm. Especially the AI episode.
Yeah.
I think that's the best. That's the best blooper in the history of our Artcheck. And 125. God, I've done 123 of these. That's insane to me. And you've done over 100.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been in 2 of them. Yeah. Didn't you join? You joined pretty. You're almost at 100 at least.
I feel like
I'll figure that out while I talk about my challenge.
I would say I felt like I started at like 40.
Still, we have to celebrate your 100th episode. We have to celebrate your 100th episode.
Yeah. I feel like a special girl.
Yeah, you get to choose the topic again. I don't have to. It's a prize for both of us. Oh, I hit play all on accident. No. I was about to.
That's a long playlist.
If we just got a second viewer, it's me. I'm so sorry. When did you join?
I feel like it was 40.
There's me and Caitlin. There's me and Caitlin. Me and Caitlin. Your first Artcheck was round 43.
Oh, I was right. I don't know how I knew. Intuition.
Your first ever Artcheck was round. Oh my God! It's when I drew a D&D character, but it wasn't my D&D character because we hadn't started playing yet. Anyways,
I remember that.
Yeah, your first Artcheck was round 43.
That's what I'm curious about.
I can send you the link.
Ooh.
I can send it to you. One second. I'll stick it in the Discord. But our first one was about setting goals.
I came up with that topic because I was like, goals are garbage and I hate them. I remember that. Yep. I still feel that way.
Okay, Emily, here's your first ever Artcheck. It's in the Discord. If anybody wants to watch it, round 43, that's when Emily started. And Caitlin kind of stopped, but she was still in it for a while.
Yeah.
And that's also not including, I think you and Caitlin switched off for a while, so I actually have to figure out exactly when your 100th would be, but we're just going to say
steady? Yeah.
We're going to say 143 is Emily's 100th because that's 100 episodes since she started.
Yeah.
Anyways, my challenges. Losing Adobe, that sucks. Like, I knew it was coming, and I'm very, very grateful that I'm close to the professors that I'm close with, because I got an email like 4 days before I lost it saying, hey, just wanted to give you a heads up. You're losing it on Sunday. You got to go remove anything from the cloud. Did I remove anything from the cloud? No, because I don't use the cloud.
Oh.
But, it was really nice. There was one thing that I wanted to fix, but it was going to take way more time than it was worth to me. Like, I just wanted to remove like, if I need to fix it, I'm just going to talk to a friend that has Adobe access, send them my high quality PDF, and then just have them erase the other people's names from the PR book. That's what I want. That's literally it. But losing Adobe, it's rough, but it's not like, I don't know. I've only been without it for 24 hours. So
I remembered something.
What?
I started trying and attempting 3D.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a challenge in itself.
Yeah, I like downloaded Blender and like made a plane. And by a plane, I mean a two-dimensional square. And I went and like tried to find, I need to find a utility van. I'm not making a utility van. I'm not.
Makes sense.
So
That's fair.
I was trying to find some assets as well, but I don't know. I was like learning about that stuff. Anyways, go back to your challenges.
Yeah, just losing Adobe, that was rough. And then the topic that we're talking about tonight, that's like a challenge for me. I talked about it last time, but like not having a schedule, summer schedule always changes. It's very hard. Yeah, and then I'm just spending a lot of time on some family crap today.
Tea?
You know it.
I know. Some family tea.
Yeah, just a lot of time on that, and a lot of legal jargon that I don't understand. So that's like fun. Having to learn. But yeah, so it's really not that much actually. Just kind of chilling, but also just the fact that like I completely spaced on the fact that we did Artcheck on Wednesday, which wound up being good because you weren't going to be able to do it. But I like I was like, oh, it's like 9 p.m. and we didn't. Or no, it was Thursday, and I was like, we didn't do Artcheck.
I should have told you because like I
you
forgot
always text
about
me
it.
And remind me.
I forgot about it, and then I was like, oh, it's what happened was Tim came home from work early. We weren't going to be able to celebrate because he worked so late. And he came home at like 7:30. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not texting Kayla.
We're going to speed run in the next hour or a minute and 20 seconds. Next Artcheck. Go.
Okay. I'm going to write.
I'm going to try and figure out a way to make these logos for my sister.
Nice.
Cool. Because we have taken a very long time.
This is what happened. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we took a half hour, Emily. Okay, so our topic is scheduling. Scheduling for me is very important. We talked a lot last time about deadlines. This is a different type of scheduling. This is more of like on a daily basis, what am I supposed to be doing and when? I had a really good system worked out for like 2 years ago, and I had my schedule on an Excel spreadsheet color-coded in the front of my binder. And do you remember that?
I remember. Here's the thing. You knew
you like were shaking your head yes, as if you.
Yeah, you knew that you were being proposed to because Jacob
no.
You
this
guys
is different.
Like, yeah,
This
but
is
like
different.
you're different than me.
One second.
Like
I'm
that's
super
what
out of
I
focus.
learned. I was like, wait a second.
I didn't know that I was
She
being proposed to
knows.
that day, actually. He tricked me. Did you not know that?
Like, I
Freaking
remember.
focus! Oh my god. Am I still out of focus?
We are at a soft focus.
For the love of everything. Thank you.
Hey!
No, I didn't know that I thought I was getting proposed to the next day because he put it in the calendar. That's not what I'm talking about. If any of the I think I started doing it the semester after vector graphics. This
you
is the
and James had crazy, like everything was booked.
Yes, James.
Like
James is the one that taught me to do Google Calendars. He's the one that told me. Before that, I did this. So this is a 15-minute increment that you color in Monday, Saturday through Sunday as your wake up time and what time you go to bed. And then your 15 minutes you colored in. I did that for a while because I set up times to meet with professors on a weekly basis. I set up time. This is like, I was such a better student back then. I'm trying to get back to there.
It's called senioritis. It only goes down.
Actually, I'm starting to get senioritis. What it was is that they put me on anxiety meds and I don't have anxiety.
You're like, that was different. Very different.
And they put me on the anxiety meds over a year ago, and the anxiety meds effed me up. And then I stopped caring about everything because I was too anxious to care about a single thing. Anyways,
from now on,
senioritis hit very hard. And I like just switched my emphasis too, and I'm like, this is not a good time for this.
Crap. Just want to leave.
So I got my old job back to see if that helps, and it kind of does. But
that's good.
Anyways, so I used to do this, but it's 15-minute schedule, and it would start at 8 and it would end at 5. This one goes from 5:45 a.m. to 5 because Jacob and I can start working at 6 a.m. and we get pay incentives.
Oh.
Yeah, we make like $4 an hour extra if we wake up early.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like on Mondays. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's pretty nice. But you know, our jobs are weird. So our jobs are different than like, they're not actual like industry jobs, but they're very nice to us. So
yeah.
Anyways, I was talking to Emily about this because scheduling has been on my mind a lot because I have always had the crutch of a creative class or a creative project from my bosses. And I don't work for James or Eric anymore. I quit officially. And I haven't worked for James in a while, but
I thought you said you had 2 jobs.
I do. I work for the Presentation Practice Center again. I went back to public speaking.
What?
Yeah, I know. Not a lot of people knew that I was applying because it was a spur of the moment. He asked me to reapply, and
oh wow, wonderful.
Yeah. He talked to me. He was like, "You were like my protege, and then you left to go to visual." And I was like, "I'm so sorry."
You were everybody's protege, and then you left at some point.
I want you to know that I told this. I was talking to Kerr, and I don't know. I called James and Eric, and I like for some reason can't call Kerr Corey. Like I feel wrong.
I do it when I'm like being professional. I'm like on air. I'm like, yes, Corey. What do you think, Corey?
I only ever call him Kerr, and it's not even like a fear thing. Like I feel like people probably think I'm like scared of him, and that's why. It's just that I wasn't as close with him. Like I went to like Salt Lake with James and Eric when they told us to call, when they told like me like call us by our first names, so I don't feel as weird doing it on here.
Call them by their last name, and if I feel real casual, Rognan's Rog Dog. Rog Dog. I haven't called him that in a really long time though.
That's fantastic.
I think I called him that on the New York trip.
That's fantastic. Anyways, that's a complete side tangent. Where was I going? Oh, anyways, this is a side tangent off of the side tangent. The side tangent was I was talking about how I switched to PR, and this girl overheard, and she goes, "You're not visual anymore?" And I was like, "No." And like I just watched like her world come crashing down. She was like, "You've been the visual god for as long as I've been here. I was like, the visual god?
The golden child of visual?
I'm not the golden child of visual. That is Doug.
Yeah, but Doug is gone. He's graduated. And also
I'm not the golden child of visual anymore because I'm not visual, and none of them hate me for switching, but they
are sad.
They are sad. No, I would have been the golden child if I hadn't effed up and been a bad employee.
Oh my gosh.
No, I was called it was a very weird moment for me because I didn't realize that people knew my name. Anyways,
that's a weird thing when you're a TA. You're like, you know me. Yeah, like Maddie was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Emily?" I'm like, yeah, she must have taken a class from Kurt. like, I had to think. I was like, I know her face very well. I know her first and last name very well.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that people knew who I was. Like, people in classes come up to me, they're like, "Hey, you were my TA," and I was like,
"It's very weird because after a certain point, there's so many that you've had, but on top of that, you just do their homework."
I have respect for the freaking professors because I don't know how they memorize, and I don't know how they know my name. I don't freaking know. Like, I can't. Students come up to me all the time. They're like, "Wow, like you were my TA," and like that's how Maddie and I became friends. She like pulled me. She's like, "You're a great TA." And
that's what you did to me. You were like, "I just think it's so cool that you are in the class," and I was like, "The TA before me did that." Do you
know that you and Kiley are the reason that I did that? Wow. You and Kiley are the reason that I did that.
I was like,
we're in every class.
I was like, I showed up to every class because it was just like an unspoken expectation of me that I was going to show up.
Do that. They don't do that.
They don't do that in most classes, but yeah, with Kurz, I mean, like it made sense because also there was like
it's expected
lab-y type moments where you go around and help.
The big three, though.
Yeah, the big three.
They're the big three. They're the unholy trinity, as
well, that's a Percy Jackson thing.
I'm not gonna name who said it, but it's the British. The British one called them the unholy trinity to me, and I found it so funny.
The unholy trinity. The big three is Percy Jackson. It's Poseidon, Zeus, and
it's also the big three Adobe programs. It's also the big three.
Does big three really like get used that much?
Yeah, the big three is very common. Anyways, we're gonna go back to scheduling now. Yeah. So I don't have a personal project to work I can do personal projects, but I don't have like a project for my bosses to work on. I don't have a visual class. I don't have Adobe anymore. My solution to Adobe is I am going to buy Affinity.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that they're pretty comparable. I've heard that the only issue is that you don't have the shape builder tool, which I'm not excited about because I rely on that thing.
And but also, I do too.
$50 one-time purchase.
Yeah.
Versus $50 a month for Adobe.
$10 on the iPad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or $15. I bought Affinity and never used it. That's how cheap it was, but I didn't feel guilty about that.
Sorry, I had to cough.
Okay.
So that's good to know. But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna buy Affinity, which is great. Affinity doesn't have animation stuff. It doesn't have video editing. All this stuff.
Vector and pixel.
It has vector and pixel.
Vector.
It has a copy of Photoshop, a copy of Illustrator, and a copy of InDesign.
Mm-hmm.
So I need all three.
You don't need InDesign.
God, I can't believe I'm going to say this.
You like
as a no. I do not like InDesign. As a PR emphasis now, I do.
Well,
I do need InDesign. I need master pages, Emily. I need them, and
okay,
I need them, and I don't think I can swing it to get free Adobe anymore.
You could get
unless I enter in the competitions. And
it's so funny. I really should have entered into the competition my last semester, but I didn't know at the time that it was my last semester, and then. No.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I could have gotten...
I'm the one who told you it was your last semester.
Yeah. I could have gotten some free Adobe or just, like, some new AirPods or something. Like, and
you won the AirPods when I won the iPad.
But,
right?
Like...
You won the AirPods when I won the iPad?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It, Yeah, there was a certain point where I was like, yeah, I could just like knock something out of the park, submit that. And I'm unfairly years ahead of the other students who are still considered my peers and win something. But at a certain point, I'm like, this is unethical. After a certain point, I'm not a student.
Schedules. We have to talk about scheduling, right. Emily.
Oh my gosh, we got 20 minutes. Okay, so here's the thing,
Emily.
I'm bringing you back conversationally. Segue into Tim saw a vacuum in a video game. He's like, "Oh, segue." Anyways, segue. Let's segue back to scheduling. I'm sorry, it just came to my mind.
I'm gonna bring it back. Video game.
So that was my roundabout segue.
I don't have the designated time for these things anymore. I don't know how to find the designated time for these things because I have 9 credits. I have events management, some PR class, and then I think I have to be creative for this other class, but I don't understand it. The professor has explained the class to me. Very confused. Don't understand it at all. Have no idea what it is. Students have explained the class to me. Still have no idea, but I'm taking it because if I take it, then I technically have a triple emphasis, and then I just have to decide which capstone class to take.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, I just have to take these things, which is like fine and dandy. The issue is that I don't think I get Adobe through any of them. If I do, that would be freaking great. But it would only be through one specific one, and I don't think that you get it. And then I just have to set aside time to be creative. The issue is, at my tutoring job, I have to have 10 hours of availability a week, which for 5 days is only 2 hours a day, which is whatever. But then I also have to work my customer service job, so I can make some money there. And then I have homework, and then I have the classes. And I, want to have a social life.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when I'm thinking about all that stuff, it's easy to just drop the creative thing. But that's like the last thing that I want to ditch out on.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out what I should do because I talked to my friend about rebuilding that board game that like turned out horrible. I'm allowed to say that, they admit it. It turned out really bad. And so I've talked about doing that, but even then, like, I didn't realize how much I relied on those Adobe programs. I knew it, but then like today it hit me like, oh crap.
Yeah.
I promised to make these logos. Now I can't. Like I can't do anything.
I
like always sink down a minute.
So my first thought is the 10 hours of availability, are you at home?
No. That's the other thing. Affinity, you have to buy a PC version or a Mac version.
Oh.
And I have a PC and a Mac.
It doesn't go across.
So I have to choose. No. I'd have to buy it twice. So I have to choose, do I want to be able to work on my big fancy desktop? Or on my little laptop?
That sucks.
My little laptop, I say it as if it's like a crappy little laptop. I bought it for graphic design.
I did too, but boy, in comparison, it's a piece of garbage.
Oh, no. Compared to my desktop, it's trash. But
yeah.
Like, I'm going to be on campus a lot because I have to be on campus for all of the tutoring appointments. But also, like, it's just hard.
You could split stuff up to desktop and iPad.
That's true. I could do the iPad.
And do stuff on the iPad. Yeah, the iPad is cheaper. And so you don't need... That could be your portable version. But that would be my thought is, like, during that time of availability, like, squeeze that in there. And then just find something that makes you excited enough that you do fill that time rather than like scroll or something.
Yeah. Right now, what's been like exciting, but also really, really difficult is I came across an artist on TikTok a long time ago, and I made a mental note. I was like, I really like that illustration style. If I ever illustrate, I want to do that style. I know nothing about it. I know what it looks like when I like if I see it again, I know what it would look like. But like I want to learn how to illustrate, and I hate the style that I'm currently doing, so I don't want to do it. But like that's currently what's been filling my time. The issue there is that I get distracted on TikTok.
So you could like limit like between these hours I don't go on TikTok or something. I have basically cut out TikTok because it's a time waster. I haven't been on TikTok in months. Ooh. I like TikTok. I am very behind on all of the trends now. I don't know them anymore. But and it is great, but I like if you sit down on TikTok, like you sit down for an hour and a half.
TikTok is only worth it if you're on gay TikTok, you're on art TikTok. Gay TikTok is fantastic.
It is lovely and funny and vibrant and wonderful.
The best part of TikTok. We're gonna get onto a super side tangent. Anyways, going back, but like I that's the thing. In my head, I don't think about like TikTok and be like, oh, that's such a time waster. Like my social media and be like, oh, I'm wasting so much time on this thing. Like I gotta step it up and I gotta do all this. And so what I've done is, funnily enough, the like week that I end my training, you leave, I think. And so like I'm not gonna have Artcheck for that time.
Work during Artcheck time. There have been times when I intentionally have been like, Kayla didn't message me and I'm swamped. So I'm going to work on stuff during Artcheck because we don't have it right now.
So it's not always my fault.
No, I always tell you not to feel guilty.
I know, but I really always do. I'm like, oh, it's my, like, I started this and.
We've never both forgotten. That's what, like.
I forget so often, Emily.
You forget and I swoop in and be like, what about Artcheck? Unless I don't, in which case I'm busy. No, I didn't forget. I'm just busy. And I'm like, I'm going to take it as she doesn't want to do it today. And I'm going to take it as I know, but that's what I tell myself to be like, you shouldn't interrupt Kayla with whatever she's doing. You're busy too. So
yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's, I don't know. I think I'm one of those crazy schedule people. And the thing is too, do you have a hard time when you're like, I have to be creative between 6 and 7 and that's my only time to be creative? Like that just sounds really that sounds like creativity wouldn't be fun.
That's Tuesdays and Fridays for me, and it's pretty hard. Really? Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard, and I can finally say that I'm getting a hang of it, and I have been for a couple months at least, maybe a little bit longer. Where this is gonna be true for the rest of existence, that if you are having a hard time being creative and you force yourself to be creative, kicking and screaming or not, you will figure out how to do it. You will figure it out in time. So like I love my schedule now, but I hated it for a really, really long time. My schedule is based off of Tim's schedule because Tim has a rigid schedule. I don't. I could show up whenever I show up as long as it's within regular business hours and it's 20 hours a week at work. Tim works 1 to 10, which is a really crappy schedule because it's not full on like nighttime where you're like, all right, this is a full shift, like a full shift in like your day-to-day like lifestyle. Or like I prefer to get things done and then go relax, and it had to flip to you start off the day hanging out with Tim, he leaves for work, and then you get to work, even though you've spent the first few hours of the morning chilling. Yeah. So you're out of this productive space and forcing yourself back into a productive space. And finally getting the hang of it. And all it takes is deciding that you have no other option and then doing it. So yeah, like I remember crying when I found out that he was going to go full time and he's going to work till 10. Cause I was like, no, this is extremely unideal and I'm cranky. So this means I'm crying now. But like, you adjust, like,
Yeah.
you definitely like learn to adjust, and now I am productive in the evenings, which is super weird. So yeah, the other thing I was going to tell you is that like I consider social media time well-deserved breaks, not unless it's like I'm not doing anything right now anyways.
Okay.
But if it's like I came home from work and I scroll, it's because I was at work today and I deserve this, but I gotta stop eventually. Because like, and I don't even give myself that label when I'm like when I'm doing something that might actually eat more time, like video games. It's just that scrolling is mindless and it could keep going and you've gained nothing from it, even though you spent 2 hours doing it. So,
what I've started doing is like watching Twitch live streams back when I'm like being productive on stuff, which is what got me into like the drawing the person thing. I'm not liking how that's going, which is why I didn't show it. But like just it's weird. It's weird in a good way to not like be forced into all these projects. Not forced. Nobody like twisted my arm behind my back and like threatened me. Like not like it's not for the grade, it's not for the money.
Right.
Type of thing.
Which is going to be entirely intrinsic.
Yeah, which is why I didn't do art in the it's why I left visual. Because I looked at my life and said I never want to be paid for this or forced to make a project ever again. So if I'm going to be forced to make something, I'd rather it be a PR book than anything else. I'd rather choose my customers. I'd rather not have to sit there at a desk, you know. And like it's hard, but it's good because I'm actually like figuring out what the heck I like.
Yeah.
The one thing I've learned is that I miss logos. I miss logos, and I miss the ability that Photoshop would give me to manipulate. Like not like photo composites, but like just like editing photos and stuff. The iPhone it's not comparable at all.
No.
And so like that's like the two things. And then the large publication thing, which I technically could use Canva for, but also I have heard so much Canva slander in my years.
It's going to be so much more limiting in comparison. It's going to make you mad.
No, I know. I'm going to go insane. But I've just heard so much Canva slander that it's like
That's true. Of like you use Canva, are you even a designer?
Oh, everybody hates Canva.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, look at how pretty my book is. And it's like, oh, that's a layout and it was free. I made
it. Took me 2 minutes.
Yeah. That's like the one thing that my PR professor really liked. He was like, you designed this thing from scratch. It sets your whole thing apart. And I was like, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Like the other designers were like, here you go.
Yeah.
Like I saw like a logo that was made in Canva, and I was like it had to have been made in Canva. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. Anyways, don't like Canva.
Yeah.
And it's not even like Canva's bad. I've heard so much slander, and if you use Canva in visual, there is a legitimate mindset shift that has to happen when you switch out of visual comms into the rest of your life or into a different emphasis.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't realize like how like how do I put it? Not like time consuming, but like how like my life was like very strict visual comms, like no Canva, none of this. It has to be made in this program. And then like you leave visual and everybody's like, just make it. I don't care.
And in school it's very much like I mean, so it's funny. I was working on the catalog the whole time, and the full-time dude left to go live his dream, and it was a while before we got somebody else. And so the marketing, like my boss who's like head of marketing, he was using Canva to make pictures for our website, and he was doing the best he could, but like it's not great. I was like, what do you mean you can't change this opacity to like multiply? And he's like, what's multiply? And it's because he's not a designer. And so I'm glad that he was on Canva because it gave him tools to help him. He actually has learned a lot about Illustrator since having to like make random crap here and there because I wasn't able to do it because I was doing the catalog. But yeah, I mean, we bought this font pack just because it had some vector like stock, that we use. So like that's a huge no-no in school. But I mean, in terms of like, and I'm going to be doing all of my, well, not all of my backgrounds, but I'm going to be doing a significant amount of background work, totally in 3D, probably traced from 3D, maybe not even traced. I've just like exported it into lines and then colored it in. Like that's considered cheating as well.
So long as it's free.
As long as it's free, as long as I'm within the right like CC whatever, then whatever. But like it's funny on Comic Lab, they were talking about how like one of them has an assistant, the other one has a colorist for their comics. And actually they both have colorists. They both just do the lines, and then their other employee, basically they've hired somebody to color it for them. And they're like, the truth is there's just certain parts of drawing that I've no longer dedicated my skill to, like the use of my time. And the things that are more important to me are like learning how to draw people, not backgrounds. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not going to spend all that time on something that I don't value as much. So like it's give and take, but in school, heck yeah, you're doing all of that from scratch because you need to learn. That's why you're here.
Which obviously we need to, and that's fine. Yeah. It's just like such a weird, I don't know. It's such a weird thing. Sorry, I was looking up something.
Oh,
is it not free anymore? He had like a downloadable. It's not free anymore. Do you remember Scott Cirkland?
Yeah.
Did you ever see his? Yeah, he has the Comic Maker toolkit, and I was like, dude, you should freaking download
that's on. I've seen it. Right, what's really funny is I've seen it on a place where you can buy fonts as well. And then I watched some of his videos. I'm like, oh, that's his thing. No way. I've seen this in the real world before. Yeah.
Anyways, it gives you all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, Emily should freaking use this.
Yeah, I'm definitely, that's going to be a whole interesting thing, buying a comic font and like effect fonts. That's going to be weird. But yeah. Yeah, like I don't
make your own font.
It's so funny. I was listening to an episode of Comic Lab about that, and they're like, yeah, the second you go from hand lettering to using a font, you run into a different set of problems that are very big tells of you're not that skilled in this. There's very obvious ones in hand lettering. There's very obvious ones in digital lettering. And there's a very obvious ones in you hand lettered and then you turned it into a font because now your kerning is whack. So yeah, it's just funny that you bring that up. But yeah, scheduling. I would say
I've given up on this topic.
So when I
want to rename this topic. We weren't on topic.
When I went on 48-hour Artcheck with Kerr and Josh Kemple, Kerr was like, why don't you make crap anymore? And I was like, I don't know. My schedule's crazy. And they were like, I heard you say that in the mornings you'd have time, but you don't want to. You should do it then. And so I squished crap in and made it work for a while there.
And then you hopped on Artcheck because you were like, I need to make stuff. So this and what accountable.
Ended up happening was then we got 2 cars and I was able to take like longer days at work and then
I didn't even think
come
about the fact that
home.
you guys have 2 cars now. I just
Yeah,
assumed it was the one.
kind of revolutionized everything. Speaking of which, our car broke, so we're gonna find out if that's gonna be a challenge later. So, yeah, just honestly, I would say build your schedule and look at where there's gaps, fill the gaps.
Yeah.
Fill the gaps, but make sure you if you're going to fill all the gaps you can, then build in, like eating time and leisure time.
Yeah.
But,
and the other thing too is my friend was talking to me. He's like, well, what happened to your serial killer baseball cards?
Yeah.
I am not, like, I've bitten off these projects before I can, like, I started sprinting 100-meter dash before I could walk. Like,
just start doing little things.
I think you should start people.
Yeah, I think you should start a practice regimen. You know what I mean? Like, today, my goal is just to learn crap.
Because those little things you wanted to do with
gesture drawings on YouTube. Look up gesture drawings on YouTube. They'll be very helpful.
To do them with me.
Well, I can do that if you want somebody to help you for a little bit.
Productivity buddy.
Yeah. Those are fun. You can only do so many in a little bit before you're like, that's enough. But yeah, I would say, like, dedicate some time to, like, I'm just here to learn crap and get a little bit better at crap and make myself happy. You know what I mean? Like, I think you should be looking for little victories, and then something will strike where you're like, I have to do this. That would be amazing. But, like, honestly, just putting in the time, putting in the work, and putting your head down, like, those are the things that will be like, yeah, I made room for inspiration to come to me. Like, I showed up to work, and after a while, if I keep showing up to work, maybe my muse will, and then she'll tell me what to do. But at this point, I'm just here. So
you just sit at your desk.
Yeah.
Stare at a wall.
She'll walk in the door eventually, but, like, you gotta show her that you come up on a regular basis, and then she's lazier than you are,
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just started, like, I put coloring books on my desk now. Like, just at least so I can, like, color, so I can do something.
I would say, like, the victory should be, like, just make sure you show up on the days you said you would show up. And if you accomplish stuff, that doesn't matter if all you're trying to do is make sure that you consistently show up. After you get that down, then try to accomplish things, Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna try that out, and we'll see how it goes in the next. Well, it's not gonna be the next few Artchecks. The next few Artchecks are gonna be weird for me because I'm working 8:30 to 4:30 every day.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I've ever done that. So it'll be a different type of Artcheck. But anyways, we've hit an hour. We've barely talked about the topic, but we've hit an hour. And so we semi-talked about the topic.
We tried to. Real hard.
We had viewers at some point, and they just kind of were like, we've gone really off topic now. Thank you, anybody, for watching. If you made it to this point, kudos. Honestly, at some point, we just need to freaking make a podcast instead of Artcheck. We got to get off of StreamYard, because doesn't it cut one of us off if we start talking and we interrupt each other? I interrupt all the time. Does it? I don't know, but I feel like maybe it does. Also, I interrupt all the time. I don't know if I'm good at being a podcaster because I talk over you all the time, and I don't have impulse It worked
control.
for me because when it was me and Caitlin, I felt like I was talking way too much.
You're like, thank goodness you want to talk.
Yeah, now I just get to listen. That's pretty great for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm impulsive. I can't help myself, and I can't shut up sometimes. So. And
just listen. This is like the day that you just wanted to talk about your comic, and I was like, I'm here.
I'm here for you.
Anyways, we will get this outro roll. Do you want to do the outro? Or do you want me to?
I can do it. I can do it. If you want to follow Kayla, follow at the Comeback Down down, buddy. KLD.
Underscore. Down, buddy is now my favorite term.
Looks like kid. If you want to follow me, at Gumminelli, Gumminelli.com, Gumminelli on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And Kayla's on Twitch, and she's a small bean.
If you can find me.
I'm so sorry. Go watch her on Twitch now.
I've streamed once.
Go watch the one video.
It's not even small bean. I'm just gonna leave it.
Small bean.
It's small. It's not quite. It's. I'll add that later.
Okay. Go to our link trees. Go to our link pages. If you want to follow Kiley, who's on the I saw her in person. I happened to go to a restaurant.
Saw her at Walmart.
I saw her at the Mongolian grill, and she was like peeking at a table like this. Wait, how can I? She was like this. Past another table.
I miss Kiley.
Go follow her. She has stickers. She'll
be
selling.
back, I think. I hope she comes back.
She's coming back soon.
We never talked about if she's coming back to Artcheck. I assume she is because she never said she was done.
Yeah.
Her summer camp job ends end of August, and then they're traveling, and
so it'll be a while still. But
she
has some magnets she needs to get rid of. If you like love is love type things, you should go buy her magnet. She sells stuff on Instagram and Etsy. Yeah. Oh, go watch Indie Review
I'm
Show.
just clicking all of the
irisagency.com if you want to watch some talking about comics, specifically indie ones.
At some day, supposedly it will not be comics.
Yeah, but they love comics, so
I think if it does, that would be pretty cool.
And I think that's all for us, folks. So we'll see you next time. Hope you have a brilliant, wonderful day. Bye.